Are you tired of the never-ending cleaning chaos? In just 7 simple steps, I'll show you how to create the perfect cleaning schedule that will keep your home sparkling without the stress. The first thing you need to do to create the perfect cleaning routine for your home is prioritize. Decide your priorities and make a list with those in mind. If you need to brainstorm for a bit, by all means, you want to make sure that these are the most important pillars in your home. If there is no time to do everything, because there usually isn't, it's okay if these other non-priority things can fall to the wayside. In the same vein, once you know your priorities, you know exactly where to target your attention to first. What are some goals for your home? Start thinking about these now. How do you want your home to look? Envision it and then write it. Whatever these goals are, be sure to keep these goals in mind. In addition, what goals do you want to make sure to have every single day? Do you want to get 3 things done? 5? 7? It all depends. However, do be realistic because we all have 1,000,001 things to do. I used to write myself so many to-dos to the tune of 20 plus, and then I would get disappointed when I wouldn't get them done. So now I just give myself 5 to 7, and if I do finish early, then I allow myself to have 3 more. But after that, I move on to something else, because if I let myself, I will continue to act. So what do we do with those million to-dos in our mind? Write them down as a running to-do list so that you don't forget them, but you also do not overwhelm yourself. Once you write them down, you will feel more confident that you'll get to them when you get to them. Because remember, we do have our priorities first. And once you get those to-dos done, you can feel free to add more from that list, but not before then. So now that we have our priorities as well as our goals, what do we exactly clean? Next, you're going to decide what are your things you need to do daily, weekly, and monthly for your home. This is a game changer, especially if your home is a total wreck like mine used to be, because instead of feeling super duper overwhelmed about everything that needs to be done, you now have a plan. And when you have that plan, you can decide which areas to tackle first, and the other ones will get there, so you will no longer feel overwhelmed or disappointed with yourself, especially when you see yourself making progress. Some of the things you might want to consider doing daily is making the bed, doing the dishes, unloading the dishwasher, clearing the counters. Once again, based on your priorities and your family structure, make sure that you have these daily tasks in mind. What are some things that you need to do every single day so that your home look and feel presentable for not only visitors but your family as well, because they're super important too. Next, we move on to weekly tasks. There are some things we don't necessarily need to do every day, but we certainly need to do once a week. What are these tasks for you and your home? Be sure to write those down as well. Next, we will have our monthly things. Sometimes there are things we need to do even less often, even once a month. What are these things? If you want to take it a step further, go on to quarterly and yearly too, but usually this is enough to give you a solid structure. In addition to the daily cleaning tasks, you might want to have some routines in place as well, such as a morning routine, an afternoon routine, and an evening routine. This will help to anchor your days so that it does not get away from you. Be sure that you have specific things in your morning, afternoon, and evening. This can be personal things as well. As a matter of fact, I encourage it because that way we will not feel as overwhelmed and less run down when we fill our cups first. But also be sure to add these daily tasks in your routine. Do you have more energy in the morning? Then, by all means, add them to the morning. Are you more of a night owl? Go ahead and put those tasks to the evening. However, do make sure that they get done. In addition, routines help things to flow more seamlessly. For example, at first it might be a struggle doing the dishes, but if you now have that as part of your evening routine, it can become simpler. And in the same vein, in the morning, if you're making your bed every single morning, it'll become easier to do. So much so you no longer think about it, and you can focus on deep cleaning and other things like that and decluttering every single day, which I super duper recommend. In one of these routines, be sure to add decluttering it, because if nothing else, this will change your home the most. Because remember, you can't clean clutter. So once we begin to declutter, then we can begin deep cleaning. Be sure you have a lot of times to the day. Also, when we have a schedule and goals and priorities and everything like that, if we don't carve out these routines, we might not exactly know when is the best time to do it in the day. Suppose that you had a task for the day to clean your oven. Well, it's morning. You tell yourself, I'll do it in the afternoon. Now it's in the afternoon. Then we might say, okay, I'll do it in the evening. Before you know it, it's evening, and now we want to do it the next day. But when you have these routines and you include your daily cleaning tasks in said routines, it's impossible to get away from it, because once your morning routine has passed, and if you had it scheduled for your morning routine, then you know you missed the boat, and you don't want to miss the boat because then we might drown. So therefore, you will be sure to do it during your morning routines. In addition to your priorities, your schedule, and your goals, be sure to have the routine, decide what those are, and then your home will be running more seamlessly, and you will be that much closer to creating the perfect cleaning schedule for your home. So now it's time to take all these moving pieces and make them into a formal schedule. If the idea of schedules, that's okay. Stay with the routines. That will work as well. But if you want to take things a step further, have a schedule. You now know exactly what you need to do and when to do it. There are different kinds of scheduling out there. You can schedule by block, you can have a theme day, you can have even by hour, whatever works for you best. Consider your personality and be sure to implement this kind of scheduling. If you are not sure, pick one out of a hat. It doesn't matter, but pick one, then try it. And if it doesn't work for you, move on to the next type of scheduling. But be sure, if you want, that you have a schedule so you can hold yourself accountable even more. And it needs me to be a lot more productive when I do have a schedule, because I know I have a certain amount of time to get things done. Now, it's up to you which scheduling is best. I do follow theme days, so that works pretty good for me. But I also have routines as well. I've been doing this for a while, so do what works best for you. Keep it beginner friendly. Do not get overwhelmed. I recommend first maybe starting with either a theme day or a block schedule, whatever works for you. If you're the kind of person that needs to finish something the minute that you start it, I recommend the theme days. If you want to get a lot of different projects done at the same time, maybe block scheduling will be more up your speed. But feel free to try it, because you never know until you do. A note on scheduling: don't take for granted your season in life. If you just had a baby or it's a particularly difficult time for you in your life, be sure to listen to that. If you need to switch to rhythms for now, for a little something more gentle. So otherwise, if you try to force yourself to follow a schedule when your body needs a rhythm at the moment, you may not do anything. So be sure to take that into consideration. Another thing that you can do, especially if you are doing the block scheduling, be sure to use timers so you don't go over a certain block and that you have time to do all of the things that you allotted yourself to do in the day. Also, don't think that your schedule has to be jam-packed as well, especially for moms. Make sure you leave some wiggle rooms, because we all know it's be wiggling and things can happen. So be sure to consider that when making your schedule, and start with your priorities and move on to the least important tasks. You forget that you are a priority, so you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of your home as well. Then, of course, you might want to sprinkle on some of these non-cleaning things for your perfect cleaning schedule. I know it sounds weird, but it will help you with your home management, such as budgeting, meal planning, as well as self-care. As I said, we have to take care of ourselves in order to best care for our home and also our finances. We can help to run a home accordingly, and also we don't want to be wasteful with our finances. And meal planning is super duper important for many reasons. I have some videos if you want to check it out below. And whatever other non-cleaning schedules, if you homeschool, be sure to include that as well, because even though this is a cleaning schedule, we are people with more stuff going on. We don't want to accidentally double book ourselves, so be sure to consider those as well. Finally, you're going to want to make it fun. Of course, if it is fun, it will surely get done. Be sure you find a way to funify it. I always turn to music. There's a lot of uplifting Christian danceable music that you can use, but Whatever your preference is, that's always a fun thing, and it seems to add a pep to my step. Another thing you can do is treat yourself. After you have done your cleaning tasks, be sure to treat yourself with your show, your book, or whatever it is that you like to do, a hobby, something fun. In the same vein, if you're just beginning, you can also bribe yourself. Tell yourself you will get this when you do that. Watch how motivated you will be to complete the tasks. Or you can make it a game. Whatever you have to do, but be sure that it's fun. Sometimes though, making a schedule can be super overwhelming, especially when you're starting from scratch. If you want to follow a pre-made schedule though, then the Fly Lady system is perfect for that. You don't have to start from scratch or on your own. You can check out this video here where I talk all about that, and I'll meet you there right now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, to God be the glory. Bye.